Yeah. Namaste Guruji, Jai Guruji to all Sangat ji. Today, dear Aarti, we have a surprise invitee here who's going to welcome you. So hold your breath. Please take over. You are on mute. Sorry. You are still on mute. Can you let me? Okay, okay, I got it. Just give me a second here. I think um, just a minute. Yeah. Yes. Sorry
Yeah,
about this.
sorry. It's all right. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone for coming on here and consistently tuning into my mom. It really does mean a lot to me. And I also wanted to say thank you to my mom. I'm so proud of you for giving back to the community in the way you do. You're just so devoted to your craft, and it's very inspirational for me to look up to you and see such a great role model. And I hope one day that I could be as devoted as you are to something. So, yeah, thank you so much for constantly making me proud day after day.
What a surprise. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Anya. It means a lot to me that sitting in your college dorm, you actually took the time to join this. You put a smile on my face. So thank you. I am so, so appreciative. I am so thankful to Guruji, and you know how obsessed your mother is. So it's I want to share something funny. So I was visiting Anya just yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday we were together and we were talking about tattoos. And she's like, what tattoo are you going to put on your arm? Or if you get a tattoo, what is that tattoo going to be? And I said, it's going to be Jai Guruji. And she's like, oh my God, I should have guessed that. Thank you. What a heartwarming surprise. I could have thought of many other names, but you, Anya. So this is truly a surprise. All right, Auntie, can I start my reading?
Auntie ji, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie. Once again, Shukrana to Guruji, Shukrana to the Sevadars of the Multilingual platform, Shukrana to Saki, Seema Auntie, everyone who's listening. Today is the last session. So it's been quite the journey, reading this book with you all. And I think it was special because just having to read this again rekindled and reignited some of the moments that I had spent with Guru Sahib many, many, many years. I think I want to say a couple of decades ago. So Shukrana for this opportunity. So last when I read, and you can see I'm sitting in the same room. Last when I read, those chapters talked about bringing dad, how that was a satsang in itself. Getting him the medical aid, the attention that he required in a foreign land, and just generally the sequence of events leading up to 18th May 2021. And the fact that my dad finally reunited with Guruji. So a lot was covered in the last two chapters. So today, with his Agya, I am going to read in continuation. The next chapter is chapter 15. It is the second last chapter in the book. It is called To Thy Sweet Will, We Surrender. The news spread like wildfire, and the local Sangat at New Jersey poured in from all quarters to offer support. Such is the unconditional love of Guru Parivar. Papa was also very much loved and well respected by the Sangat all around the world. He was loved a lot by Guru Sahib too, while Guruji was in his physical form, experiencing that love firsthand, which Guruji gave to his hand-picked Sangat, is the biggest blessing. So I say this very often, Sangat that वो moments याद करने ही हमें blissful लगते हैं, and that's why जितनी मर्जी बार कोई सत्संग करने को कह दे, even though we know, I know especially that there's a lot of repetition because it's the time you spend, right? वही चीज आप बार बार शेयर करोगे, लेकिन वो उस repetition में इतना delight और इतनी joy महसूस होती है that that is a big blessing for me personally. Papa was given a royal send-off amidst the COVID-19 pandemic when people were saying goodbye to their loved ones over FaceTime. The world saw a time where performing last rites became challenging due to the unprecedented situation we were facing. Nevertheless, the support from the entire family here was simply unforgettable, and the funeral organized was befitting of one for an army general. So, like I said, कि वो times ऐसे थे, वो unprecedented times थे. We had not seen that before. We had not experienced, and hence we did not know how to navigate through those times. But Papa ke case mein, literally right from bringing him here to keeping him comfortable, getting him the right level of medical attention, the aid which people even with green cards do not get. Just the sequence of events was surreal, and clearly it pointed to the fact that there is a divine phenomenon behind this. And it was no different for his send-off and the funeral that he was given. Like a true army general, the only thing is that, my father had never served in the United States. He had always served in India. So in a foreign land, aisa royal send-off milna was simply unforgettable. And there's a lot of people, I have to thank for that. Seema auntie, Vikram, Victor, a lot of people, जिनके नाम, कुछ लोगों के नाम मैंने book में mention किए. And, I obviously cannot list every single name, but any omission obviously is not intentional. A lot of people ran around to ensure he received the proper army honors that a soldier deserves, even in a foreign land. He was draped in the Tiranga, our tricolor flag. Friends, family, ex-servicemen, current army personnel, and Sangat from all over the world, along with the Bada Mandir management, tuned in to pay their final tribute. It was so overwhelming, Sangatji. I cannot tell you, though much of time, hosh bhi nahi hai, who was reaching out and how they were reaching out. But I just know that people from his Paltan, the battalion he'd raised, friends, family, ex-army men, serving army personnel, like Sangat, world over, not just from India, wanted to pay their final tribute. We were in immense gratitude for how this was all orchestrated in unison. All the granddaughters, Anya, Tamanna, Amira, offered heartfelt eulogies for their Nanu. They say the soul never dies, the body perishes, but the soul, which is the size of the black head or the black portion on a matchstick, lives on and is indestructible. For many days after, we felt Dad's presence around us. We witnessed our large screen television move on its own, and it is so heavy that even if we try to move it, it takes a lot of force to do so. One morning, while reminiscing about Dad, we saw the breakfast plate move on the kitchen counter. There were many other small occurrences that made us believe he was still around, making his presence known in those initial days. Now, I'm sure there's some truth to the fact where we say that, kuch din tak soul aas-paas rehti hai. And I have personally felt, that happen. इसी घर की बात है कि नीचे there's this big very heavy television. We saw that move. Then one time we were standing kitchen area में और literally on the counter we saw the plate move. These are very very little things जो मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, but this happened. His Tervi, the 13th day after death, fell on May 30th, 2021. The custom-made Swaroop had arrived on time. Since Dad's passing, my morning connect with Guruji had simply become about Shukrana, expressing gratitude, and there was nothing else to ask for. The one word I would say, Papa, was with him now. Like I had shared in previous chapters, that सुबह उठते ही जब मैं गुरुजी का स्वरूप देखती थी, मेरे मुंह से एक ही लफ्ज निकलता था, पापा. और जब पापा ही गुरुजी के पास चले गए तो मुझे लगा कि अब there is nothing else to ask for. So my morning ritual was just to say thank you, Guruji. We were all grateful for the extension he had given to Papa so many times and on so many occasions. Guruji had told Dad in person, General Kapur, new life, go. This conversation had taken place many years ago at Empire State, and it is also documented in the Light of Divinity. And Light of Divinity, by the way, Sangatji, is the only book that was put together under Guruji's hukum. Direct command and direction. That book was the only book jo Guruji ke physical form mein that was pulled together. और ये सत्संग जनरल कपूर न्यू लाइफ जो गुरुजी ने ग्रांट की थी वो उस लाइट ऑफ डिविनिटी में भी डॉक्यूमेंटेड है. सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गो इनटू दैट, बट ऑल आई एम सेइंग इज दैट समझ आ गया था कि जितनी भी एक्सटेंशन मिली थी वो गुरुजी की कृपा से मिली थी, एंड all we could offer was Shukrana, because Dad maybe would have left a long time ago had it not been for Guruji's mercy and grace. Give me a second, I'm going to turn on the light. 1 second. Sorry about that. My apologies, and I am right back. There was only one thing I had on my mind, and this was strictly between Guruji and me. I really wanted Papa to stand up and share satsang one last time. I specifically expressed this wish, hoping that Guruji would grant it, as it had not happened since the end of October 2020, when Dad and I shared satsang together for the first time. This was the only unfulfilled item on my wish list. So, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, Sangat ji, that I think every step of the way, I got way more than I deserved, way more than I could have ever planned for. And I do believe that Guruji kept my dad till the time I was ready to release him and just let him go. और एक जो मेरे उसमें विश रहती थी, छोटी छोटी बातें कि जैसे इंडिया से वो स्वरूप आ जाए, पापा एक बार घर आ जाए, जो जो मैं बोलती गई वो गुरुजी करते गए. और एक ही चीज मेरे दिमाग में थी कि मेरी एक मनोकामना पूरी नहीं हुई कि I understand that जो आया है उसने जाना है, and by Guruji's grace my dad lived a full holistic life. And nobody lives forever, right? जिसने आया है उसने जाना है, and we all will perish one day. But वो एक जिद के एक बार पापा खड़े होकर सत्संग कर देते, वो मुझे लगता है कि मेरे दिमाग में कहीं ना कहीं ये बात रह गई थी कि वो मेरी ये बात पूरी नहीं हुई. आगे बढ़ते हैं. But I know that Guruji always gives us way more and better than what we can imagine or deserve. He is Jani Jan, which means he knows it all and he listens to everything, and he validates our thoughts and desires in the most unexpected ways. On 29th May, which was the 30th morning in India, I received a text from a Sangat in Gurgaon, और उन आंटी का नाम भी मैं बताऊंगी. उन आंटी का नाम है मुरोमी आंटी, वो दिल्ली में होती हैं, in Sadpari. So she asked me to call her as she wanted to share something with me. When we spoke, she described her dream and it was truly remarkable. She said, I saw General Kapur dressed in all white, standing and sharing satsang at Bade Mandir. The Bade Mandir was full of sangat, everyone wearing white, and uncle was sharing beautifully. So the word I want to emphasize is that what she saw in her dream was Dad was standing and sharing satsang at Bade Mandir. As soon as she mentioned that he was standing and sharing satsang, tears rolled down my cheeks. Guruji had listened to my heartfelt wish and had already granted it in a different world. It was as if he reassured me that everything was taken care of and he sees beyond our limited perspective. तो कहाँ मुझे ये लग रहा था कि ओ पापा का ये ये रह गया, अधूरा रह गया कि पापा ने यहाँ खड़े होकर सत्संग नहीं किया. कैसे थ्रू अ रैंडम सोर्स उन्होंने वैलिडेट कराया that he is already in a different plane. He is already standing and sharing his satsang. His Tervi happened beautifully amidst a torrential downpour, and the seva done by the Sangat Parivar to execute that satsang was truly memorable. We are infinitely grateful for all the support and love we received during that time. There was also a Shabad dedication specifically for that day from a Sangat in London. So it was a Shabad that was sung, especially. It was one of Dad's favorite Shabads. So Tani Auntie, Arpan Uncle recorded that, and it was a beautiful rendition and tribute to Guru Pa. So one more satsang that I don't think I've documented here was that when Dad was here, तो उनका जो नीचे वाला कमरा था, his bed was positioned in a way that he was facing the window, which was the side yard. And one day, randomly, my dad started saying कि जल्दी तैयारी करो, वो देखो वहां संगत आ गई, देखो कितनी संगत इकट्ठी हो गई. And he kept pointing towards that place, कितनी संगत इकट्ठी हो गई. And I still remember that look of confusion that was on my face, and I'm looking at Mama कि पापा क्या कह रहे हैं, और Mama पूजा हम एक दूसरे की शक्ल देख रहे हैं, that maybe the medication के कारण he's having these hallucinations. But believe you me, पापा की 13वीं का टेंट जिस जगह पे लगा, पापा उसी एग्जैक्ट जगह को पॉइंट करके बोल रहे थे कि देखो तैयारी कर लो, संगत आ गई. And believe you me, इतनी संगत आई उस दिन, तो मुझे अच्छी तरह से याद है कि ऐसी बारिश हो रही थी कि ऐसा लग रहा था कि टेंट भी खड़ा नहीं हो पाएगा. इतनी संगत आई, और टेंट और संगत उसी जगह पे एग्जैक्टली आए. घर में दूसरी तरफ पे भी लग सकता था, फ्रंट यार्ड, बैक यार्ड, बट एग्जैक्टली उसी साइड यार्ड पे सेटअप हुआ. एंड दिस इज नो कोइंसिडेंस. 2021 brought about too many life changes for me. The emotional upheaval that came with my remarriage and the profound loss of my father all happened in 1 year. It was a time of turbulent emotions and immense mental pressure, but amidst it all, I held on to one assurance, that Guruji's plans must be better than ours. Without a Guru, there is only darkness. Gur bin ghor andhar, and we can only navigate in this world as he enables us. He is the foundation of our existence, and in my mind, there is no bigger truth than this. Often we find ourselves sulking, complaining, and questioning the impediments that come our way, but Guruji always lifts us up and keeps us going. We all have an expiration date, and what lingers on in this world through our souls till posterity are the seeds we sow. Through countless births and rebirths, we return to settle our karma. Nothing and no one crosses our paths by chance. It's all preordained and predestined. The only bond and relationship that we will carry beyond this physical plane is the one we cement with Guruji. May he grant us the gift of solidifying that bond to its fullest potential. So we hear it in the Shabad Bani all the time, and yet we conveniently forget because it's difficult to remember this truth because हम इतने यहाँ पर मोह माया में attachments में उलझे हुए हैं कि हम भूल जाते हैं कि हमारी ऑनवर्ड जर्नी में तो हमारे काम सिर्फ ये स्पिरिचुअल कनेक्शन हमारे काम आएगा और इसी कनेक्शन को हम आगे लेकर जाएंगे क्योंकि बाकी सब तो संगत जी यहीं छूट जाएगा. And I'm going to share two stories that come to mind. And ये गुरबानी में जो कथा है उस I am just speaking based off my memory. तो अगर कोई भूल चूक हो जाए तो गुरु जी से भी और संगत जी से भी माफी है. There are two perspectives, right? हम सुनते हैं मंगो नहीं मनो और जब हम खड़े होकर मंगो नहीं बनो बोलते हैं तो फिर कुछ लोग ये भी बोलते हैं कि अगर गुरुजी से ना मांगे तो किससे मांगे. तो अब दोनों पहलुओं को I'll try to explain as best as I can understand myself. So बानी में है एक कथा कि एक गुरसिक होते थे और उनके घर में औलाद नहीं हो रही थी पर उनकी बीवी बहुत बहुत काली पड़ रही थी और उनको बहुत जल्दी थी and she got very annoyed and she started saying कि क्या फायदा तुम्हारी सेवा का, तुम रोज गुरु घर में जाते हो सेवा करते हो, हमारे घर में कोई औलाद तो हुई नहीं है तो तुम गुरु से मांगते क्यों नहीं. तो he said नहीं मैं नहीं मांगूंगा. But she kept pestering him कि नहीं आप गुरुजी से मांगो. And finally when he did not ask she went herself and गुरुजी के आगे बहुत जैसे कहते हैं बच्चा जैसे जिद करता है, जिद कर करके she finally got this boon granted कि औलाद हो जाए. सो गुरुजी ने वो दे दिया क्योंकि वो जिद करके मांग रही थी. और यही हम करते हैं, कई बार हम किसी चीज के काली पड़ जाती है हमें और हम जिद करने लगते हैं तो गुरुजी वो दे देते हैं. वी डोंट हैव दैट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि ये हमारे लिए अच्छा भी है लॉन्ग टर्म में व्हाट द इफेक्ट्स आर, क्योंकि हम तो सिर्फ अपनी सोच के हिसाब से देखते हैं ना संगत जी. तो उनके घर में औलाद हुई. So then that Guru Sikh said कि अब ये औलाद हुई है तो हम इसको गुरुजी के दरबार में लेकर जाते हैं मत्था टिकाने. तो जैसे ही वो गुरुजी के दरबार में उसको मत्था टिकाते हैं उस बच्चे की डेथ हो जाती है. So the wife is very upset and she's very angry and she goes back home and she's like ये कैसे हो गया, ये कैसा दरबार है. So anyway कुछ टाइम बाद फिर से वो अरदास करती है कि मेरे को औलाद मिल जाए और उनके घर में एक और औलाद का जन्म होता है. So the husband says again कि मैं इसको गुरुजी के दरबार पे मत्था टिका देता हूँ. And she puts her foot down कि नहीं हम इसको गुरुजी के दरबार में नहीं लेकर जाएंगे. And they have a little tiff but the husband is resolute and he says नहीं इसको हमने गुरुजी के दरबार में जरूर लेकर जाना है. और वो फिर से उसको बच्चे को ले जाते हैं एंड द सेम थिंग हैपेंस. वो मत्था टिकाते हैं एंड औलाद की उसी टाइम डेथ हो जाती है. सो दिस टाइम द वाइफ इज लाइक एनरेज्ड और उसका विश्वास खत्म हो जाता है. एंड शी सेज ये गुरुजी कुछ नहीं कर सकते और नथिंग मैटर्स. सो शी इज वेरी डिसअपॉइंटेड एंड एनरेज्ड. सो कई साल निकल जाते हैं इस बात को. Then finally अपने आप से उनके घर में एक औलाद फिर से जन्म लेती है और the husband says कि चलो इसको मत्था टिका कर आते हैं. And the wife is like no way, this kid is not going to Guruji's darbar. But husband again वो जबरदस्ती बच्चे को उठा लेता है और गुरसिक गुरुजी के पास ले आता है. And पीछे पीछे the wife follows. सो इस टाइम जब मत्था टिकाते हैं तो गुरुजी उस बच्चे के सर पे हाथ रखते हैं एंड ही सेज तुम्हारी लंबी आयु हो. सो द वाइफ लुक्स एट गुरुजी एंड शी सेज ये आशीर्वाद आप पहले भी तो दे सकते थे ना, आपने पहले क्यों नहीं किया? एंड देन दैट गुरु फाइनली एक्सप्लेन्स टू हर कि तेरी किस्मत में उस टाइम कोई औलाद नहीं थी और तूने जिद करके वो औलाद मुझसे मांगी, लेकिन वो दोनों रूहें जो तेरे घर में आने वाली थी या आ रही थी या आ चुकी थी, वो तुझसे बदला लेने के लिए आई थी. तो पहली औलाद अगर वो जिंदा रह जाती, वो 20 साल की उम्र में मर जाती, और उस टाइम तुम दोनों ये बैठ के कहते कि इससे अच्छा तो हम बेऔलाद होते, क्योंकि 20 साल की उम्र में किसी के घर से उसका बच्चा चले जाए तो उसका सदमा बहुत ज्यादा होता है. जो दूसरी रूह ने जन्म लिया था वो तुम्हारा किसी पिछले जन्म का कोई डेट कोई डेट था, और वो रूह तुमसे बदला लेने के लिए आई थी, इसलिए उसी टाइम उसको वहां खत्म कर दिया. ये जो तीसरा बच्चा मैं तुम्हारी किस्मत में दे रहा हूं, वो अपनी मर्जी से दे रहा हूं और तुम्हारी बेहतरी के लिए दे रहा हूं. सो मंगो नहीं मनो, हैविंग फेथ इन द मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट टाइम्स इज व्हाट वी नीड टू वर्क टुवर्ड्स. नाउ इसका जो दूसरा पहलू, आ, मांगे तो किससे मांगे? सो एक और बानी का देयर इज अनदर ऐतिहासिक घटना है कि एक बीबी जी, सेम कॉन्सेप्ट, उसकी किस्मत में औलाद नहीं थी. तो वो एक पीर के पास गई एंड शी सेड मेरे को औलाद की बख्शिश चाहिए. एंड ही सेड देख, मैं तो कुछ नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन ऐसे ऐसे यहाँ एक गुरुजी हैं, तो अगर उनके दरबार से तेरे को मिल गया तो ठीक, अदरवाइज किसी और दरबार से नहीं मिलेगा. वी से द सेम थिंग अबाउट गुरुजी's दरबार, दैट व्हाट वी गेट हियर, if we don't get it in this darbar, there is no other darbar in the world you will get it from, and probably that's what is the best, right? So she went to that guru, and that guru said कि बीबी तेरी किस्मत में औलाद नहीं है. तो वो बड़ी मायूस होकर वापस आ गई. तो कुछ टाइम बाद वो पीर जी के पास फिर गई, तो पीर सेड कि नहीं, अगर कोई तुझे ये दे सकता है तो वो गुरु ही दे सकता है. सो वो फिर चले गई गुरु जी के पास. तो वो गुरु जी घोड़े पे बैठकर कहीं जा रहे थे, जाने वाले थे, तो वो उनके आगे आके खड़ी हो गई. एंड गुरु जी लुक्स एट हर एंड ही सेज बीबी जी, बीबी तो फिर आ गई है. तो शी सेड हाँ जी गुरुजी. ही सेड मैंने तेनू दसिया सी कि तेरी किस्मत में तो औलाद का सुख ही नहीं है. तो शी सेड गुरुजी, मेरी किस्मत में औलाद का सुख नहीं है, लेकिन मेरी किस्मत लिखने वाले भी तो आप ही हो. तो आप ही मेरी किस्मत लिख दो दोबारा, रीराइट माई डेस्टिनी. तो वो कलम, शाही, और उस टाइम दवात और कलम का जमाना था, तो वो कागज लिखती है कि आप दोबारा लिख दो मेरी किस्मत. तो वो उनको कलम पकड़ाने लगती है, तो इतने में वो घोड़े को देखती है और वो घोड़े को अरदास करती है कि तुम इतने बड़े गुरु को इतने सालों से अपने ऊपर सवारी करा रहे हो, तो तुम में भी तो कोई ताकत होगी, तो तुम भी मेरे लिए अरदास करो कि गुरुदेव मेरी किस्मत में औलाद लिख दे. मतलब मैं आपको भाव बता रही हूँ कि अरदास करने का भाव. तो वो घोड़ा भी जब गुरुजी उसकी कागज पे लिखने लगते हैं, व्हेन शी हैंड्स ओवर दैट पेपर कि आप मेरी किस्मत दोबारा लिखो, तो ही सेड चल ठीक है, मैं तेरी किस्मत में एक औलाद लिख देता हूँ. तो जब वो एक लिखने लगे, तो वो घोड़ा जो है ना, जिससे बीबी जी ने अरदास करी, वो अपने दो पांव पे खड़ा हो जाता है. तो एक की जगह कलम हटकर 7 लिख देते हैं. तो कहाँ गुरुजी ने एक की बख्शीश करनी थी, लेकिन गुरुजी से 7 लिखा गया. सो कहने का भाव ये संगत जी कि अगर हमें लगता है कि हमारे मांगने पे हमें कुछ नहीं मिल रहा, तो मांगने का ढंग बदल लो, क्योंकि गुरुजी तो सब सुनते हैं. शायद हमारे मांगने के ढंग में कोई कमी होगी अगर हमें कुछ नहीं मिलता. सो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू शेयर बोथ दीज स्टोरीज. In this material world of Kali Yuga, we find ourselves consumed by pain, anger, greed, agony, lust, and a tendency to blame others. We seek revenge and easily forget that true surrender lies in letting Guruji handle it for all of us. He sits amongst us, ever ready to sort out our troubles and guides us towards the path of love and devotion. So I'm no different. I go through the same emotions from time to time, but trust me, this realization that Guruji is going to sort it out, it just helps me calm down so quickly. Like 1 minute I could be angry and fuming and ready to blame. And then just having this realization, it's like nothing ever happened. And it's all good because Guruji's got this. I often find myself wondering what my father's soul must be doing far away in the divine presence of Guruji. My heart tells me that merging with the divine light is the best place for him to be. We live in hopes of reuniting at Guruji's lotus feet someday. Until then, we patiently wait and strive to expiate our karmas with our best intentions. So another thing that comes to mind, कि death के exactly 1 महीने बाद 18th जून को मतलब मन बहुत उदास था पापा के बारे में सोच के कि पापा कहाँ होंगे, कैसे होंगे, क्या कर रहे होंगे, क्यों पापा को कैंसर हुआ, क्यों लास्ट डेज में इतनी सफरिंग हो गई. एंड मेरे ऑफिस के डेस्क पे मैंने वो बुक रखी हुई है सरचार्ज विद डिवाइन लव. एंड मैंने रैंडमली वो चैप्टर खोला और उस पेज पे ये लिखा था कि इट वाज अ कन्वर्सेशन आई थिंक बिटवीन Sukhmani auntie and Guruji, and they're talking about her Nana ji. And Guruji says कि तेरे नाने को कोई सफरिंग नहीं होनी थी. ये सफरिंग मैंने तेरे नाने को इसलिए दी है ताकि तू और तेरी माँ उसकी सेवा करके अपना उद्धार कर सके. And I was like, oh my God, how in real time I got my answer that suffering was not really for dad. It was an opportunity for me to expiate my karmas because हर एक को वो मौका भी शायद नहीं मिलता सेवा करने का. और वो सफरिंग कराकर पता नहीं गुरुजी ने कौन से कष्ट और कौन से कर्म, I don't know for this janam, last janam or the janam beyond, वो कटवाए. So we don't know, and that's why I wrote this last line that until then we patiently wait and strive to expiate our karmas with our best intentions, because the ultimate goal for all of us is to reunite with Guruji, right? Our Guru left us with profound yet practical lessons to follow. As human beings, our main purpose is not to amass wealth, but to seek and remember God through our words, thoughts, and actions. God resides in godliness, and He lies within each of us. There is goodness in every soul, and we need to unlock and nurture that goodness by helping and uplifting one another. We all make mistakes, but we seek realization and forgiveness. As Guruji Sangat, we all are his children, bound together by the garlands of his love, despite our many differences. There is no greater miracle than realizing that we all belong to his divine fold. Life, death, ups and downs are all part of his grand design. And the purpose of writing this is to sow the seeds of faith that will continue to germinate, grow, and spread manifold. Indeed, the Guru is eternal. While we are mere mortals, he is immortal, guiding and illuminating our paths. It is our duty to spread the gift of faith and strength, especially during times of despair, and we all face battles, known and unknown. Guruji is like that self-consuming candle, providing light to the entire world, and his light continues to attract more and more of the Sangha. Often we search for signs and symbols following various individuals, but we forget that the true Guru resides within our very core. His divine presence is always there to guide and support us on our journey. We need to turn inward and connect with the Guru within us and let his love and light shine through us, empowering us to face the challenges of life with courage and grace. गुरुजी ये बोलते भी थे कि हम we run helter skelter, आले दुआले सिफारिशें लगाना, लोगों के पीछे जाना, और हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि जिसको हमें प्लीज करना है वो तो हमारे अंदर ही बैठा है, उसी ने सब कुछ करना, उसी ने सब कुछ कराना है. And that's why Guruji tu hi tu. And this is a picture from Jalandhar Mandir. Moving on to the final chapter, which is chapter 16, and the title is There is no beginning and there is no end. Tera ant kisse nahi paya. Satsangs are a never-ending journey of sharing Guruji's love, light, and name with the world. Our goal is solely to spread his divine presence far and wide, knowing that once we have done our part, it is between Guruji and the soul to take the journey forward. The profound truth is that God came amongst us to give, to shower his blessings upon us. Are we truly able to recognize this divine presence in our lives? Are we capable of receiving and retaining his blessings without losing them to negative traits like arrogance, ego, anger, and greed? Every trial and tribulation we face in life is an opportunity for growth and learning. Are we truly absorbing these lessons and evolving as spiritual beings? Or are we consumed with complaints and forget the immense burden Guruji is carrying by taking 90% of our karmas upon himself? The most precious gift Guruji bestows upon us is unshakable faith. The gift of Bharosa Dan, along with the ability to chant his name from the depths of our hearts. This unwavering faith and devotion lead to Nam Dan, the offering of our sincere praises and prayers to Guruji. With this gift of faith and devotion, we can navigate life's challenges and sorrows, knowing that Guruji's divine grace is ever present, guiding and protecting us on our journey back to him. Let us cherish this gift and make the most of the opportunities to grow spiritually and spread his love and light to all. So nothing is permanent in life and nothing lasts forever. Everything is transient. People will come and go. Relationships will come and go. Challenges will come and go. Ups and downs will come and go. Problems will come and go. Happy times will come and go. The only constant is Guru Ka Naam, Guru Ka Simran. I will summarize some of the guiding principles to live by, although I recognize that we are all a work in progress. And this is just my recommendation. I by no means I'm saying that I'm perfect or anywhere close to even being perfect, but gentle reminders from time to time just help us with our spiritual evolution and progression. So with that in mind, I do want to share, always remember Guruji in happiness or sadness, knowing that he understands and he knows everything. So अपने भाव में प्यार, अपनी भक्ति में प्रेम. जब भी याद करो, प्रेम से याद करो. सुख में याद करो, दुख में याद करो. Never think you are superior to anyone else, irrespective of education or economic status. We are all equal. Consider your intent behind every action as it holds supreme importance. Qualify and self-check your intentions. देखो गलतियां हम सबसे होती हैं, पहले भी हुई हैं, आज भी हो रही हैं, आगे भी होती रहेंगी. लेकिन so long as you don't do anything maliciously, Unintentionally, आपसे कुछ हो जाए, आपका गुरु बख्शनहार है, आपका गुरु हमेशा माफ करने के लिए बैठा है। लेकिन हमें खुद पता होना चाहिए कि जो अगर हम कोई एक्शन ले रहे हैं तो उसके पीछे हमारी इंटेंट क्या है। लाइक आई सेड दिस प्रीवियसली, दुनिया देखती है आप क्या कर रहे हो, गुरु देखता है आप क्यों कर रहे हो। Avoid getting involved in endless arguments and repeating your point excessively. It doesn't make us better than others. As Guruji used to say, Murak ke hum das. No need to follow mindless rituals or promote unnecessary superstitions. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. So no need to follow mindless rituals or promote unnecessary superstitions. हम लोग tarot card readers, पंडित, पता नहीं किस किस के पास भागते हैं, क्यों? जब हमें पता है कि हमारी किस्मत को बदलने वाला सिर्फ एक फिनोमिनन है, वो हमारी गुरु साहब की ग्रेस। तो इफ बट किंतु परंतु डाउट, लेट्स ट्राई कि क्या जरूरत है। Help everyone regardless of personal feelings and do so unconditionally if possible. Respect all religions, embracing diversity and unity. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude, appreciating life's blessings. Focus on nurturing a pure heart, free from malice and negativity. Our Guru is nirvair, free from grudges. निर्भव बहुत लोग हो सकते हैं, fearless. निर्वैर होना बहुत मुश्किल है संगत जी। Make time for daily prayers and नाम जाप, chanting God's name, और उससे भी ऊंची अवस्था होती है सिमरन की। Like I said, जाप करना पड़ता है, सिमरन वो है जो automatically हो जाता है। Understand that prayer is not just asking for things, but connecting with the higher being to offer gratitude and love. In conclusion, I would like to share the words, Tu mera rakha sabni thai, tabha keha kara jio, which means you are my protector at every place. So why should I fear? As noted earlier in the book, I reiterate this as my tribute, which is eternal, transcending beyond this lifetime. My heartfelt thanks to Guruji for all his blessings and guidance. The Guru Gita reminds us of the significance of having a Guru in our quest to realize our true self. A Guru clears all obstacles on this journey of self-realization and devotion. Obtaining knowledge of the self should be the ultimate purpose of our life, and the Guru takes on the enormous responsibility of guiding us on this path. Let's adopt a new ABC moving forward. Guruji कहते थे, no abuse, no blame, no criticism. इसका दूसरा ABC का मतलब हम निकाल सकते हैं, A for acceptance. Embrace unconditional surrender, even though it might be challenging. B for being a believer. Believe. Have unwavering faith in Guruji's timing, his ways, his plans. C is for continuous shukrana. Never cease to express gratitude regardless of circumstances. I do believe it is the attitude of gratitude that will help you attract blessings. You don't want to chase, you want to attract. Thank you, Guruji, for choosing us forever and truly yours. Shukrana, Guruji. And I have some pictures, some beautiful pictures. इतने सुंदर हमारे गुरुजी, उनका स्वरूप हम देखते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि बस एक टक हम देखते रहे. Just look at the sheer unconditional love. And then there's this back cover, which I also want to read. In the tender embrace of my Guru's wisdom, my spiritual journey unfurls like a blossoming flower, radiant and pure. This humble ode, penned with heartfelt devotion, seeks to ignite a spark of faith, surrender, and acceptance in the hearts of its readers, drawing them closer to the divine presence of Guru Sahib. Gratitude forms the very essence of this humble tribute, for it is through a heart brimming with thankfulness that we attract our Guru's boundless grace. Each step on this sacred journey is a testament to our Guru's infinite love, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. May these simple words resonate with your soul, kindling the flame of devotion within you. Let them be a guiding light on your path of self-discovery, leading you towards Guruji's lotus feet, where love, peace, and enlightenment abound. Accept the spiritual journey with an open heart and unwavering trust. Surrender to the divine wisdom that flows through these pages, and you shall find yourself enveloped in Guruji's grace, forever blessed and cherished in his loving embrace. So with this, I conclude my reading of this book, Tu Hi Tu. There might have been known, unknown mistakes, typos, grammatical errors. I seek forgiveness from all of the listeners, and most importantly from Guru Sahib. आपकी उस्तत करने के हम काबिल ही नहीं हैं, लेकिन ये एक छोटी सी कोशिश. So with that, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai, Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Hi Sahai. Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji.
Jai Guruji. So I just wanted to start out by saying thank you to the Multilingual team for letting me be here and speak today. I have to say, it's very hard to keep a secret from Aarti. So I hope you're surprised.
I am.
Yes? All right. First, I just want to start out by telling you how proud I am of you. Not just because of the book or because you're reading, but just because of your growth, personally, professionally, spiritually. Over the past few weeks, I've heard people hop on and talk about how selfless you are, and how despite no matter what you're dealing with, no matter how difficult things have been, you always jump in to help people in need. I am saying that here today as a firsthand witness to all the folks that I've seen you help, and I see you help day in and day out. In the book, my name was mentioned a few times, and you mentioned the support that I gave you and your family during probably the most challenging times of your life. But I think what the book doesn't highlight is the amount of support that you've given me before, during, and even after you wrote this book. You've been there for me like a rock during the most difficult times of my life. And with you, came what I think is the greatest gift of all, which was Guruji. You're not only the person that connected me, but you've been my guide and my mentor. You've helped me power through tough times. You taught me to value things like faith, and do things that that would make me a better human being. So, I feel like all of this is what I've said, what other people have said. This is just who you are. Tu Hi Tu is more than a series of events that happened in your life. I see it as as a book on faith and spirituality. Your satsangs have helped so many people, not just me, not just the folks that have spoken, but countless others, create and build their connection, strengthen their connection with Guruji. And so, I know that your reading and your seva has helped countless sangat, and again, I've seen it firsthand. And so with that, I say congratulations to you on this incredible milestone. May Guruji continue to use you as his vessel to spread love, joy, and faith. And before I conclude, I want to hand it over to one more surprise speaker.
Jai Guruji.
Oh my God. Even the little one is on. Hi,
Yeah.
Amira.
Hi, Mom. Jay Guruji. So I just wanted to start by saying I'm proud of you, Mom. You've done 2 books now without having any experience with writing, and great job. You are a really kind person, selfless, supportive, and thank you for always being there. This is gonna be short, but yeah. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji.
My baby. What did it take to get her to speak? This must have taken a lot.
No. She was happy to jump on.
No, thank you guys. Thank you. I just want to be worthy of his love. And please, Guruji, continue to guide us all, bless us all, forgive us all from time to time. There are mistakes I've made. I've hurt, I've caused pain, and I want to apologize. I want to apologize to, anyone I did that to, intentionally, unintentionally. Today, there's only one driving force in my life, which kind of gives me a frame of reference when I fall, when I deviate from time to time. And that is like, Aarti, do things that your guru will be proud of. Try and be worthy of his love and blessings. And that's what drives me, and that's what guides me. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being on this journey with me. I am falling short of words.